What is up, YouTube? This is Solar Eclipse 18, bringing you a deck profile on my ABC deck. Now, it really sucks. The hype of the return of ABCs was quickly shut down once the April 2020 ban list dropped, limiting ABC Dragon Buster down to 1. Once Master Roll 5 format was announced as a new thing, the thought of being able to spam out 3 ABCs onto the field was amazing, but April 2020 ban list quickly shut us down, and unfortunately, we're down to 1. But regardless, we do have other ways of bringing them back out, and it is still fairly competitive deck. It's nothing meta, nothing top tier or any of that sort, but still fun, fairly competitive. Sets up a few nice disruptions. I will feature a little combo at the end of the video if you guys like to stick around with that for that. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right on into it. So to begin with, for monsters, I have the typical skeleton, 3 A's, 3 B's, and 3 C's. So they all share the effect where when they're sent from the field to the graveyard, they activate an effect. He allows you to grab a union monster from your graveyard to hand. B allows you to search one from your deck to your hand, and he allows you to special summon from the hand onto the field. They also have another effect where if they're equipped to a monster, they're allowed to special summon themselves onto the field. And also when they are equipped to a monster, he allows you to allow that equipped monster to be unaffected by traps, unaffected by spells, and unaffected by monsters. So this is the core of the ABC deck. 3 of each is mandatory in my book. So yeah. Next, we played 3 gold gadget and 2 silver gadget. The reason I run 2 silvers and 3 of gold is literally just because of the numbers. I just prefer to play something else rather than a 3rd silver gadget. They're extenders. They're they allow you to when one is normal summoned or special summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 machine monster from your hand. So you can normal summon or special summon either one of these and activate their effect to summon you out one of these. So it's a good extender, or at least initial extender. It does have another effect which sometimes does come in handy, where they float. So once per turn, if they're destroyed by battle card effect, they can special summon you one other gadget, but besides a copy of itself. So that does come in handy. I play 2 Galaxy Soldier. I play 2 Galaxy Soldier to be able to go into Infinity. I only play 2 because you only really need 2. 3 gets, if you play 3, that 3rd one tends to get in the way if you happen to draw into it. That has happened to me, so that's why I don't play it. But when he's special summoned onto the field, you can search for a copy of itself. And if he's in your hand, you can discard 1 light monster and special summon it. Next, I play 2 Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. If there are no monsters on the field, you can special summon him from your hand, and he's treated as a level 3. If your opponent has a monster and you have no cards, he's treated as a level 4. So he's a good initial extender, similar to Gold Gadget. So he'd be your first turn guy. He allows you to pretty much sync her out because he is a tuner. And the awesome thing about these guys is the fact that they have to be, it's when they're sent. The effect is when they're sent, their effects activate. So if you link them away, if you synchro them away, their effects go off. Also, if they are equipped to, if they're being used as as an equipped card onto a monster, if that monster is sent, that means it as an equipped card is also sent, so its effect also activates. So the fact that Cock-a-Doodle-Doo allows you to synchro out and still activate them and bringing out another monster is awesome. I played just 1 heavy mech support armor. The reason I play only 1 is because whenever I do see it, I rather not use it. It's more so of a late game card when you've kind of used all your resources and you're kind of top decking. That's when it kind of comes in useful, because I rather normal summon any one of these rather than it, and it just sometimes just becomes discard fodder for ABC Dragon Buster. So for me, it's just a 1 of so when it's normal summoned, it allows you to special summon one of these, and if it has the same effect to these, the equipping the equipping mechanic, where if it's equipped, you can special summon it, and when this is equipped to a card, he allows that monster to not be able to be targeted with card effects. The two hand traps that I play are Drone Lock Bird. If I did have Ash Blossom, I would play 3 of it and probably cut something in this deck. Not sure what I would cut. Maybe a one of the trap cards that I run. But Drone Lock Bird does stop your opponent from adding more than one card into their hand, so it's still a good interruption. So that's it for monsters. Onto spells. For spells, I play the 3 Union Hanger and the 1 Terraforming to add additional copy of it, so 4. This thing's effect is awesome in the sense that when you activate it, you can search your deck for 1 Union monster, and when one Union monster is summoned, you can equip any 1 Union monster from the deck onto it. This allows for easy ABC Dragon Buster plays, because ABC Dragon Buster's effect, you have to banish either monsters on the field or in the grave. So even if they're in the grave, or even if they're on the field, doesn't have to be in the grave. You can bring out ABC Dragon Buster. So just being able to put them onto the field is awesome. Called by the Grave. You rather see it than not see it. What I mean by that is there's more than just hand traps. There's a lot more hand traps nowadays that do get around it, such as Nibiru, Infinite Impermanence, and cards like that this cannot get around. But if you do get Ash Blossomed or something of the like, this does get around it. Not only that, but it does interrupt your opponent's plays from the graveyard, so that's a must. I played 3 of the new Unauthorized Reactivation, a quick play spell card that came out in the Machina deck that just came out. So this acts as a similar to Union Hanger, where he allows you to target 1 machine monster you control and equip an appropriate machine monster from your hand or deck to that monster. But it can't activate its effect where it can be special summoned onto the field, same as Union Hanger. Yeah, he allows you, like I said, ABC Dragon Buster's effect to bring him out. They could also be on the field, doesn't just have to be in the graveyard. So as long as you just bust them out onto the field, and if they're just equipped cards, and then after you can remove them from play and bring out ABC Dragon Buster. So as long as they're on the field, it's fine. These allow you to spam them out, bring out your pieces quicker, and allows you to be able to bring out ABC Dragon Buster quicker. So I do play 2 Magnet Reverse. Magnet Reverse acts like a Monster Reborn, but potentially also from the remove from play also. So if your ABC Dragon Buster gets, for example, Called by the Grave, and when it's activating one of its effects, and it gets removed from play, Magnet Reverse can still bring it back, because it can special summon from grave or from the banished pile. This can only special summon rock or machine monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set. So this can also bring back things like Infinity, that's either removed from play or grave, or ABC Dragon Buster that's removed from play or grave. So those are really the only 2 monsters you target for that. I play 2 Transmodify. Now Transmodify for me is super clutch in this deck. I see a lot of players who play ABCs not run this card, and I think this is a must, because this card, sometimes you can't get rid of your ABC pieces, and sometimes you just need to get rid of them somehow. This allows you to get rid of them. This sends them to the graveyard, activating their effects, and this brings you out a Galaxy Soldier, which allows you to pretty much go into infinity. I'll show you actually my combo that I'm going to show you guys. A little tutorial includes this card, so I'll show you guys exactly how that works. But it's an awesome card. Instant Fusion, just for extra body on the field, to use it to synchro off, to link off, or to XYZ. Monster Reborn to special summon, and Mystical Space Typhoon, always a must for me to get rid of cards like Mystic Mine. There can only be 1, evenly matched, things like that, which are Lumin all over. So that's it for spells. And the only 2 traps that I run are Solemn Strike, Solemn Warning. If I did have some other hand traps, like I said earlier, such as Ash Blossom or maybe Nibiru or even Infinite Impermanence or something like that, I might cut things back in the deck for things like that, such as these. But nonetheless, these are awesome cards that stop your opponent. So for now, these will do. Now, lastly, onto the extra deck. ABC Dragon Buster, MVP of the deck. So he can be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing 1A, 1B, and 1C. They could be either on the field or in the graveyard. And what his effect is, once per turn, during either player's turn, you can discard one card and banish one card on the field. And then during your opponent's turn, you can send him to the graveyard and special summon back those 3 that were removed from play, the A, B, and C that were removed from play, and you can special summon back onto your field. So it does have that dodge effect and that banish card once per turn effect. If you did have 3, you can continue doing that over and over again. You can use Magnet Reverse to special summon him, and you know, it just get crazy, ridiculous crazy. That's why Master Rule 5 would have been awesome if it was at 3, because if you just bust out all 9 pieces onto the graveyard, you're just constantly bringing this guy out. So that's, I can see why they limited him down, but you know, it was short-lived hype. That would have been awesome. Play 1 Union Carrier. Union Carrier allows you to, it's similar to the reactivation card where you can bring out one monster from the deck and equip it into a monster that's on the field. So even himself. So if you're missing one piece, you could equip it to it, and whatever you equip to a monster, it gains 1,000 attack. Platinum Gadget, it's another extender. So he can special summon you 1 level 4 or lower machine tap monster from your hand that it points to once per turn. And he has a similar floating effect to the other gadgets, where if it's destroyed, you can special summon 1 level 4 gadget from your deck. Here is the Dragon Infinity. Cyber Dragon Infinity is amazing. The only reason I use him is because of Galaxy Soldier, the fact that he's in the deck. So he can negate you an effect once per turn, and he can also equip the monster from your opponent's side of the field, or either side of the field, usually opponent. Equip one monster to it as material. So these are the 2 cards that I use to revive your ABC Dragon Buster, the fact that you only have 1. So he allows you to, he requires 2 level 4 monsters, and so does he. But Daigusto allows you to target 3 monsters in the grave, shuffle all 3 into the deck, then draw 1 card. So if he's in your graveyard, if ABC Dragon Buster is in your graveyard and you need to bring him out somehow, you can use his effect to shuffle him back into your graveyard, which allows you to then, you can banish the 3 pieces if you have them in the grave, banish them, and then you can bring him back out using his effect. And he allows you to detach 2 and special summon Dragon Buster. In defense position, you do have to skip your next main phase 1, but if you're in a tight spot, sometimes skipping your main phase 1 doesn't matter if the fact that bringing him back out is probably a better choice. I do play Steel Storm Roach and Evil Storm Exciton Knight. He is a good disruption to negate summons of level 5 or higher monsters during either player's turn. It can happen twice per turn, it doesn't really matter. It negates 2, so it's a good interruption. He's if you're in a tight spot and you have nothing else to do, your opponent has a full board and you're just trying to clear board. I play for the synchro targets for Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. If they Dawn Dragster, he negates you spell effects up to 3, only once per turn though. And Draco Berserker, he allows you to banish a monster who activates its effect. My 2 instant fusion monster selections are Panzer Dragon and Mud Dragon of the Swamp. He allows you to also, the reason I use Panzer Dragon is because it's another target for Cyber Dragon Infinity, because it has to be a level 5 machine. So sometimes there's times where I can only afford 1 discard from Galaxy Soldier, and then I have instant fusion to go into Panzer Dragon, or I also have Mud Dragon of the Swamp as a level 4 in case I need to either XYZ or Synchro. And last but not least, the 2 link monsters that I run are Nightmare Phoenix and Borreload. Discard a card and clear 1 spell trap on the field, and he allows you to steal a monster when it attacks. So yeah, guys, that pretty much sums up the deck profile. I will do a little quick 2-card combo with Union Hanger and with Transmodify as promised. So you can have these 2 cards. It really doesn't matter what other 3 cards you have in your hand. Obviously, if you have some extenders, that would be awesome. But just for the sake of the tutorial, let's just say you have 3 Called by the Grave. So what you do, this is your hand right here. What you do is you activate Union Hanger. Union Hanger will search you out Beatbuster Drake. Adds it to your hand. You play Beatbuster Drake, Union Hanger's effect. The equip doesn't matter A or C. In this case, I'll just do C. So we equipped C. Then, so in this case, you know, you need to get rid of him somehow. If you don't have another monster to link him off, or you'd probably have to set him first, and your opponent would have to run over it. But that's inconsistent. But this provides consistency. So what you do is you play Transmodify. You send him to the graveyard, and you special summon out Galaxy Soldier. So both their effects go off. You search for one, and you search out C, because that's your missing piece. So you search out C, goes to your hand, and Galaxy Soldier searches a copy of itself. So then what you do here is you activate Galaxy Soldier's effect in hand by discarding C, special summons out Galaxy Soldier. And here you pretty much have clear board to go into your Infinity. So first Nova, then Infinity. Then you banish your C, your A, and your B. Brings you out your Dragon Buster. So just these 2 cards right here is all it took to bring out 1 Negate and then 1 Disruption by banishing. Obviously, these 3 cards, if you had other cards that were to allow you to extend, would be awesome. For example, like Cock-a-Doodle-Doo, if you know, you could have special summoned him first at the very beginning. If you had a Silver Gadget or Gold Gadget, they could have followed up. So Cock-a-Doodle-Doo, normal summon, his effect could have special summoned one of your other pieces, and this could have even allowed you for an extra summon, which could have been F.A. Dawn Dragster. If not that, you also have things like Instant Fusion. If you have a Monster Reborn, you could have even reborn one of your pieces prior to bringing him out. You could have, I mean, done several different ways, several different techniques to bring him out. If you did have, per se, you had an extra piece already, when sending C to the graveyard, you could have activated his effect, and you could have brought one of the pieces out too. So really, there's a lot of little techniques, techs that you can do with this deck. That's why I like the deck. It's fun. It is fairly competitive. It once they do stop, like for example your Union Hanger's effect, sometimes you can kind of just come to an abrupt stop. But nonetheless, it is a fun deck. I enjoy it. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the profile. I hope you guys liked it. If you guys want to see more, go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I like to read your guys' comments. I like to reply to all of them and see what you guys have to say. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.